Hey, it's Tish Griffin here again with Family Credit Management Services, and I am here to talk to you about any types of issues or problems that you are having concerning money, finances, debt, dealing with collection agencies, and even just like saving money, investing, starting a business. We've got so much information for you, so much that is available, and so many resources for you. So I do want you to write this down. If you need help or you need advice or anything like that, reach out to Family Credit at 800-994-3328 or go directly to Family Credit's website at familycredit.org. That's right, you can take control of your debt. It says so right there on the website. There's some great tools there. You can get a spending plan, which is just your budget. You can get personal finance made easy, and it's all right there at your fingertips. If you go there, and you can request whatever you need ahead of time, and they will send it to you. That's right. You don't have to just download a copy. You can request your own personal copy sent out to you, and they will send it to you. So use that as a resource, especially for getting your finances together. Now it's springtime. It's upon us over the next few days. We're going to see, the flowers coming in, the trees and the leaves coming back and being more beautiful than ever. And we start thinking about our finances and the hope that the new year had brought to us. And we think, hey, have we accomplished those things that we said we were going to do yet? Have we put those things into being? Or are we still stuck where we were before? Now, a lot of times we think about, well, yes, I've got my resolutions, I've got my goals out, and I'm just waiting for my tax refund to come through. Now, when that tax refund hits, though, it's like, what have you done differently to make sure that you're using the money that you have in the right way? When we think about our taxes and our tax refunds too, a lot of times we think, man, as soon as I get that check, I'm going to buy something big. We just talked about like how the appeal of buying a luxury item comes about, or you may say you're going to put more towards your goals. And a lot of things that you may even think about is purchasing a home. That could be part of your savings plan or your goals for the future too. And so we want to see that you are able to do that, have the financial freedom that you need to do all of that and more. So when you think about your finances, your debts, and making this money work, okay, let's see, what can we do to maximize our refund and not just get more, but make sure we save it and we can apply it to our lives. So we talked about a few different ways before, and we're going to continue with that. First thing that a lot of people may think about is themselves. But also, guess what? Just because you've got this refund this year does not mean you're going to get the same amount next year too. So you may want to talk to your certified public accountant, talk to a tax professional, and see what you should do differently for this year so that next year you can still reap the benefits. A lot of times what people find out is that this year I got a refund, but guess what? Next year I owe the government. And when you think about owing the IRS, a lot of people panic. So that's why it's best to look at your taxes, talk to a real professional, and see, are there any changes that I need to make right now? For those of us that are employed, regular W-2, we get those every year. Look at, should you change your allowances? Does there need to be anything different? And when you have the allowances and dependents coming out of your check, well, essentially what they're doing is putting aside money for this situation so that you don't have to repay the government. It's already sort of paid up front. Do you need to change that? Are you taking out enough? If you find that you owe the IRS when you file your taxes, you may want to change your allowances and allow for your employer to take more out. If you're self-employed, guess what? You need to pay those taxes. So if you're self-employed, you've got your business going, you've got everything going, accounted for, you need to make sure that you let the government know that guess what? You got to file those taxes, and there are certain deductions that you can take, certain credits that you can take that will lessen the amount you owe, but you do need to start and you do need to file those taxes. I've seen people that say, hey, I haven't filed taxes, but I want to buy a home. I haven't filed taxes in 7 years, but I'd like to buy a home today. Guess what? Not really possible in the traditional realm for you to get a home and you have not filed your taxes. That's right. To get a home loan, most of the times it's a government loan. It's professional. Guess what? You need to file those taxes because we can't ask the government to give us thousands and thousands and maybe even millions of dollars in a home, and we don't even show that we have any income. And so a lot of people don't realize that when you file your tax returns, there's so many different things that go into account. You're not just filing it to appease the IRS. No, you're filing it because it helps to make sure that you are legitimate, that everything is in order for the future for you. So if you are looking to purchase a home, your lender will ask you for at least 2 to 3 years worth of your W-2s and tax forms, or the 1040, or if you have businesses, there are other forms that are involved. But yes, you need to be able to show that you have a steady income. And the way that you do that is not just with your paycheck stubs, it's by proving that you filed your taxes, you have those tax returns, you have those W-2s, and it's legitimate. You are getting money for the work that you do. That's the key. So we do need you to do that. So it starts right now with thinking about what we're going to do for the future. Once you file that return and you've got that money, also think about what can you save on annually in your budget that's going to benefit you. A lot of people don't realize auto insurance, we pay every single month for the majority. We're doing monthly billing. But if you were to switch it to quarterly or semi-annually, and even annually, that means you're paying 12 months up front for your auto insurance. Of course, your auto insurance provider will offer you a discount or some sort of savings because now they've got money in the bank. It's guaranteed. For 12 months, you're covered. They don't have to call you. They don't have to bill you. So they like doing that. You're saving them money. So of course, they're going to pass that savings on to you. So think about that. What are some of the things that with my tax returns I can take care of right now and don't even have to worry about it? So you got that auto insurance that you can do. Look at putting something towards your health savings accounts. Or best thing you can do, look at funding your retirement accounts or your emergency savings accounts as well. That's going to go a long ways for you. Because think about it. The more you can put towards retirement now and that you're not using, if you're fine on your budget with the money that you're bringing in, you know it's consistent, and then you get extra, you get bonuses from work, you get your tax returns coming in, your tax refunds coming in, you can take that money and put it towards your retirement account and save more. Oh, you're going to have such a great return on that. And years from now, it'll be because you took that small step and didn't go out and splurge on the luxury items like you wanted, or took that extended vacation right now for no reason at all. That's right. You're doing it. You're putting it towards your retirement so that you can rest easy later. Also, again, if you are self-employed and you're thinking about with the IRS, you have to report every year your businesses, everything that you're doing, it becomes a headache for you and it's a lot for you to keep track of. One of the things that you can do is think about, maybe instead of me looking at my tax returns annually, I can look at quarterly. If I'm self-employed, which means that I'm responsible for my own taxes through my business, then I can get with my personal accountant, my certified public accountant, or my tax professional, whoever I'm using, to see if it would make more sense to file my taxes quarterly and report everything. So that way you don't even have to worry about it. You know you're up to date. You know how much you owe. You're not running around trying to say, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pay that? You've already taken the time you need and you're getting that updated too. So those are some things that you want to think about when you're thinking about your IRS. It's not about just getting the biggest and best refund. It's about making your money work for you. Again, talking about self-employed borrowers too, people that are self-employed and they are looking to get a home. Just want to throw this out there. If you are self-employed and you have your own business, you cannot get a home unless you filed your taxes, and we need 2 years worth of proving that you have income, which means that your business has to turn a profit because your income most likely will be based on the success of your business. So if you have a business and on your tax returns and you know you're bringing in $100,000, you've got $100,000 of goods and services of income coming in. So that's what you're bringing in. You've got that $100,000 for the year. But then you take it a step further and they say, well, how much did you pay in expenses? And you sit down with your accountant and you come up with that you paid $120,000 in expenses, meaning that you had more expenses than income. Guess what? On paper, you do not make any money. And even though you may have had $100,000 come in, you may not be strapped for cash. Your business may be doing well, but on paper, if you're looking to get a home, to the lenders out there, to those people that are trying to help you, it looks like you bring in no money and that your budget is negative, which is why if you're thinking about buying a home, you want to talk to someone now to see what are those things that you need to do to get things in order. If you're struggling with what you owe to the IRS, you can reach out to the taxpayer advocate and get some help, or go to irs.gov directly. So a couple of resources that we have for you, we want you to take advantage of because you don't have to struggle alone. And I think there's been a fear in the past about dealing with the IRS because no one wants to be audited. But guess what? If you explain your situation, what you're going through, and have actual proof and can show the consistency of whatever it is that your business does, that what you do, then you have nothing to worry about, which is why you want to make sure that when you file, it's done in order up front with a certified public accountant or tax professional. Keep that in mind. Again, now is the time. A lot of people are also thinking about, it's spring. I need to actually get it off my butt and see about getting a home. I've talked about it for years. People are out there again. People are shopping. I know rates aren't as low as they have been in the past, but let me see what I can do. Now's the time to do that. And the way for you to do that is just starting right now, seeing where you are. If you've got, if you haven't already done so, you want to look at your savings and how much you can come up with for your down payment and closing costs to purchase a home. Then you want to look at your credit to see what your credit score is. Pull your report, see what that score is, see if there's any collections there, anything that needs to be taken care of, and work out a plan for that. And then we want to also look at your employment history and all of those things that the lenders are going to be looking at to make sure that you have everything in order. The great part is that you're not alone. You can reach out to a counselor at familycredit.org and speak with a counselor, or call 800-994-3328 and talk to someone about it. Just say, hey, I haven't looked at my credit report, or I looked at my credit report. It says my score is this. I don't know what I can do to improve things. I'm struggling. I just need some advice. I need some help dealing with these creditors. I want to buy a house, but I've got collection agencies and I just don't see how it can be done. That's what they're there for. These people are, the counselors are so skilled at what they do, and they will help you. The resources are out there. You just need to ask. Again, that's familycredit.org or 800-994-3328. And yes, the things that lenders look at when you are looking to get a home, the number one thing that people think of is, I've got to get my credit together. Yes, you do need to get your credit together, because if you are looking to buy a home, credit is a huge part of that. And think about it. You are going to be paying a monthly mortgage payment. So before you can ask someone to do that for you, you need to show that, hey, guess what? You know how to make payments on time. You know how to pay your creditors. And that's what your credit report is there for. That's what the score takes into account. Now, the score is there to kind of like let you know what your risk is. If you are seen as a risk, your score will be lower. And your credit scores, when you open the report, the score can range anywhere from 300 to 850. Now, I've seen some people say, well, I didn't know that the score could go to 800. I've never seen an 850. And it is so possible. You just need to do the work now, and then you can look at getting there. If you've got your credit score, if you're just starting out, you may see a 400 score. You've had some bad luck with your creditors, dealing with the collection agencies, and you see a lower score. That does not mean that you cannot work at it and get your credit improved. But it's going to take some discipline. It takes a little bit of work from you. Yes. And that's what those counselors can help you with as well. So when you're thinking about your score, if you want to get a home, most lenders can help you if your score is about, just give you a general score of about 600. Okay. But again, we know the score starts at 350. With the FHA process, which is through HUD, they'll allow you to get a home as low as 500. Your score can be as low as 500, but there's got to be some other factors that are there to show that you can make your mortgage payment. And so that's why sometimes it's easier just to work on improving your score, because the factors that go along with a lower score, they still show you that you're at risk. And it could mean that you're getting a higher interest rate, or that there are more fees involved, or you have to put down more. You've got to have a larger down payment. So if you can get your score up to 580, that would be even better for you. If you can get to 600 or above, now you're opening other doors with lower interest rates. And guess what? You possibly even qualify for down payment assistance. But again, we've got to open up that report. When you're thinking about your credit report, guess what? We've got those 3 bureaus: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. The perfect place for you to get your credit report would be to go to annualcreditreport.com. Again, that's annualcreditreport.com. And I'm putting that out there because a lot of people think that, oh, the best place to go get your actual report is someplace like a Credit Karma, or go to your credit card companies. And that information is out there, yes. It's there for you, but it's for you to use as like a rule of thumb, like a guide, not necessarily the gospel. The best place for you to get the most accurate information is directly from the credit bureaus. So any of the other places, your score is going to be off maybe about 20 to 30 to 40 points from what a lender or from what a creditor would actually see. So keep that in mind. If you're looking at your Credit Karma and your score says 680, if you were to go apply for something, they probably see a score of about 640, 650. And that's okay, because again, the best scores, the more accurate scores, more accurate information comes directly from the credit bureaus. So then you can see, okay, I've got this tax refund, I've got this money here, and I want to do something else with it. But no, we talked about, we want to see, looking at our credit report, should we pay down this debt? What's going to work for our budget? Where do we make the most bang for our buck? And some people will say, well, I'm saving to buy a house. Why would I pay off these creditors? We want you to have the best score possible to get the best terms. So when you're thinking about whether you should pay the credit card companies or the collection agencies, a lot of times you have to make that decision for yourself. But if you want that better score, you've got to do the work. So yes, let's look at paying off some of these accounts. If you've got some collection agencies, let's say you've got $100 balance on a collection accounts, and you may say, I don't want to pay the whole 100 right now, or I can't afford to pay the whole 100 right now. Think about it. If you were to take that collection agency for $100 and just send them $10 this month, next month that balance is going to be $90. And that's less than 100, right? So then you're like, okay, month after that, that balance is going to be $80. But it's like you're just chipping away at it a little at a time to when the balance is going to be so small and or even paid off, and you will have accomplished that all on your own. So think about it. Even if you don't want to go the whole route, a little bit at a time will help you get those things taken care of. A lot of us look for the quick fix, the easy fix. And then we may say, now we're stuck, we're struggling. But there's ways for you to get out from under it. So follow those helpful tips like that, just a little bit at a time. Don't use all of the money that you've got. If you got this tax refund, we want to see what can we do to make the most out of it. And sometimes even looking at those things like taking some of the expenses that we have and see if we can pay those off for the year, that's going to lessen the amount per month that we're spending out. And guess what? Now we've got some extra money in the course of our year in our budget that we can even start saving towards. So it's all a great circle this time. Instead of you being in debt, you're getting yourselves out of it. You're saving. You're looking at how much you can invest, and you're thinking about your future becoming financially free. And that's the best feeling in the world. So again, we want to use these resources. Think about it. And also, when you are thinking about purchasing a home, you've got to have some money saved for a down payment anyway. And I hear people all the time saying, well, you know, I want the free money. I want the money out there. I want any type of first-time home buyers or down payment assistance. Those types of things, just so you know, they're not always free. There really is no free money out there. So if you are looking for a down payment assistance, you're looking to get the help that you need, the best scores get you the best terms. So you want to work to get that score taken care of. They say, again, the people with the highest scores only use 7% of their available credit, meaning you got a $1,000 credit card, you're not charging. You're not going to that 500 limit. You're not even going to the 100 limit, but you're keeping it open. You're keeping it active. You're paying everything on time. And that's how you get to the higher scores. Again, if you messed up, your score only looks at the last 2 years worth of history. So even though those years and years are still going to be there, what's weighted against your score and what people are actually looking at is going to be the last 2 years worth of history. So that's what you tackle first. It's all about making our money work for us. And I know you have the power to do it. You're able to do it, and you can make a difference. If you need some help, some guidance, reach out to Family Credit at familycredit.org. Go right there. You can talk directly with the counselor. You can look at the tools that are available on the different pages. Go through it and get some help. You can actually ask questions and get that response. So go ahead, reach out, fill out that information right there, and then get those questions answered. Get someone to talk back to you, and use that as a resource to get yourself set for next year too, because you want to do the work right now. This is what matters. Take control of your debt, take control of your finances. You will take control of your life. And this is just the way to do it. We're focused on not spending. We're focused on making money smart decisions. We're focused on getting that emergency savings up. We're focused on saving what we can with our tax refunds, with our bonuses, with whatever extra money it is. Because when you have debt and it's out of control, the only ways that you can take care of it are to increase your income or decrease your expenses. That's it. Nothing else you can do. And that's what we're here to help you do. So stay positive, take control of your finances, and do it in a way that benefits you. So we talked about using that tax returns. We talked about being prepared to purchase a home. These are ways that will greatly influence and help your lives, becoming financially free. And there are some other tools that I want to tell you about as well. On the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau's website. We're going to go over this next time. So don't even worry about it. But they've got some great tools available as well, which we can help you if you are behind. They've got some guides out there, credit guides, getting your debt under control. And the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, it is consumerfinance.gov. If you have been wronged or you feel like you've come across a faulty product or you're being harassed, this is where you can go to get more information about that as well. So we'll talk about that next time. Don't want you to feel like I'm rushing you or didn't give you that information. It's consumerfinance.gov. Check out that website and we will be back again to help you with your finances and take control of your future. You guys enjoy. Be blessed.